Southern Nazarene is coming off a 3-0 loss at Oklahoma Baptist and is still looking to get its first conference win of the season as they take on the East Central Tigers. You're watching SNU Soccer on SNUathletics.com.
Thank you, Paul. Flips it over to Starkey for the slam. He's going to step up in the pocket, looking to throw. He's got a man! Alden Coleman Jr. Jeff Harris gets some contact there, going deep left. It's going. And that ball is history. Shot clock down to 10. They're looking for the alley-oop, but Waylon Newton.
Yeah, with the shot. And
what a goal. Swung on, hit hard. Sam Smith going back. It's out of here. Berlin set Bowie. It's down for the kill, Courtney Bowie. Howdy boy going to take a three. Yes, sir. Robinson finds Disney. Disney inside the box at the top. Goal! It's over! The Crimson Storm have won!
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to SNUathletics.com. We're live here at West Harmon Field for tonight's exciting soccer match between the SNU Crimson Storm and the East Central Tigers. I'm John Hill alongside my partner in the broadcast, Oscar Vecinas, making a long-awaited return from a hiatus. Oscar, how you doing today?
Doing good, John. Pleasure to be here today.
All right, well, SNU, the Storm have come off a tough time at getting anything going against Oklahoma Baptist last week as they lost that one 3-0, as they were outplayed on both ends of the field, and the Bison held the SNU to 6 shots on the goal while outshooting the Storm 21-13. So it was just a rough start for the Crimson Storm and just a rough game in general. SNU once again looking for that all-elusive first win in the GAC. And they're going to be relying on one player in particular tonight, Oscar.
Yeah, they've relied on Megan Chase, true freshman that came in this year. Right now she has 3 goals and has 6 points and 8 shots on goal, so that's pretty good for a freshman. But, for her, being a freshman, it's a lot of pressure, a lot of responsibilities. But, she has people behind her like Hannah Robinson, Bree Evans, Shanae Vasquez, with experience, that can help her out become a much better player. But, Megan Chase will be the key factor for tonight's game.
Chase is tied 5th in the conference with goals at 3, and Southern Nazarene will look for someone else to step up just so she can help out. As you were saying, Oscar, Chase not the only player that SNU will be looking for on defense. Of course, they'll be relying on their reliable goalkeeper, Natasha Fuentes. She'll look to add a few more saves to her career goals as she is only 43 saves away from recording 300 in her career saves for the Storm, which would make her the 4th ever goalie to record 3 career at Southern Nazarene. And the Storm will look to break the streak tonight against East Central, as they now have been shut out in 3 straight games. East Central is coming off a 3-2 loss against Oklahoma Baptist. So 2 teams, both went up against OBU and both came up on the short end of the stick, and they'll be looking to have a little bit of redemption here tonight, Oscar.
Yeah, I believe so. Right now, the problem what I'm seeing with the SNU team right now is the lack of goals, They've only had, I believe, 4 goals throughout the season, and that's not very good. And right now, like you said, both teams coming off a loss from OBU. So I think this is a good team, a good chance for both teams to prove themselves, to get out of that drought, Whoever is going to come out victorious, is going to get out of that slump a little bit. But, we'll see what happens tonight.
SNU leads the overall series between them and the Tigers at 8-4-1, with the last meeting resulting in a 1-0 win for the Storm at West Harmon Field, and they look to duplicate that performance tonight. The last win for East Central came back on October 1st, 2015, so 1 year to the day with a 3-0 win for the Tigers in Ada. The Storm are 5-1-1 against East Central at home, so it's going to be an interesting night. Both teams looking to get something going as East Central still spotless in their GAC record. They are, excuse me, looking at the wrong schedule. ECU is 1-2-0 in the GAC, and SNU 0-3-0, looking for that first win. And we'll have more coverage for you as we're just under 15 minutes away from kickoff. when we come back to SNUathletics.com. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. We're just about, in my opinion, we talked about her earlier today in the pregame. Megan Chase, the true freshman, 3 goals on the season, leading the team after 16 shots on the goal with a 188 shot percentage. 8 shots on the goal. 50% of her shots are on the goal. I mean, and they're really going to need her today, as she will once again look to add to her total. On the opposite end of that, you look at Sky Glass, who is one of the leaders on this team. She's had 12 shots, none of them on the goal. She's had 3 shots on the goal out of 12, but just can't quite find the back of the net today. Maybe today is the opportunity she gets to find the back. We'll see at a later date. Oscar, who are you looking out for?
Well, as you mentioned earlier, Natasha Fuentes, she's 43 saves away from breaking 300 saves, and that's a pretty great accomplishment. She's been here all 4 years. She's one of the captains, one of the leaders. So, she's been very busy this year, trying to get some clean sheets, trying to keep that score as low as possible. But, she's one of those key players, and, I'm looking forward to her having a great game once again. And another thing is Alyssa Glitsky, she's also one of the captains, one of the leaders. She has 11 shots, 4 on goal. So, and, gives a 1 point, and she also has an assist. So that's, she's going to have to be, looking for Megan Chase at least, or at least create some opportunities for her, or at least for other players out there. But, those are my 2 players, to watch.
Well, Fuentes will be going up against number 30 for the Tigers at goalkeep, Lexi Hurley, and that battle that goes on at opposite ends of the field. Lexi Hurley, the goalkeep, 5'5" senior from Mesquite, Texas. It'll be interesting to see which one will keep their composure and keep their confidence and be focused there in what has been known as the most difficult position to play in all of sports. We are about 6 minutes away from kickoff here at West Harmon Field. When we come back, we'll have your starting lineups and kickoff when we come back to SNUathletics.com. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com, and we are just about set to start here at West Harmon Field as both teams kneel in their respective circles, their respective huddles for a word of prayer for safety as we just about ready to kick off this intense matchup between the Tigers and the Storm. Tigers wearing the orange tops and the white numbers. Crimson Storm wearing all white and black numbers. As both teams make their way onto the field.
Something interesting here in the starting lineup, John. The person we talked about most, Megan Chase, she's starting on the bench today. Abrego, hometown native, getting her first start of the season. So we'll see how she does up. I believe she may plays forward, but we'll see how they're set up. But I think Megan Chase will come in, coming in as a great sub and later in the game.
I believe you're right. Oscar. I think that she'll be coming in with just to get some fresh legs right when SNU may need it most. And SNU will start off with the kick. So we are about ready to start here. And we're off here at West Harmon Field. Both teams trying to gain position as East Central will try and get out ahead, but is quickly cut off by the Storm. So after a quick assault by the Tigers, Crimson Storm will get a goal kick. One thing that I'll be looking for today, Oscar, is that the Crimson Storm, they did not attack very aggressively in their previous games. They had not loaded the box with players very well, as Fuentes probably an unwise decision as she tries to go out of the box to try and contest the ball. Not quite sure what she was trying to go for there.
It looks like Rebecca Abrego will be playing up front alongside Kelsey Bussert. So it will be interesting how the young freshman will adapt to this.
And cross from number 12, number 12, Kelsey Brissett.
Okay, come on up, I'll show you. Refresh, it should show, because he should be pushing stats already.
So both teams feeling each other out, trying to make something happen.
Yeah, still early in the game, both teams trying to figure out each other, see the weaknesses. So we'll see how it goes on here in about 10-15 minutes.
Like you're saying, the Crimson Storm, they have not been very good at attacking once they get into the box, into the opponent's sensitive area of the pitch. And a nice overhead pass from the Tigers gets them into SNU territory. A cross for the Tigers. It's kicked out by the Crimson Storm.
Not a bad play by the Tigers, getting over behind that line. And then I believe it was number 9 on East Central. I'm sorry, I can't even tell from here. Looks like number 6. Can you tell, John?
If that was number 6, if that was number 6, that was Kendall Cook, the 5'9"
yes.
sophomore from Frisco.
Yep. So yeah, that was a great ball. Playing behind Heather John Tomaso, and she got a good cross, but no one was back there to finish it.
Now the Crimson Storm will try to make something else happen as they are right at the edge of the box, and there's a shot. It's easily corralled by number 30, Lexi Hurley.
Not a bad attempt, but she kind of rushed it a little. She could have just keep possession and right there in the front of the box. Try and create something happen right there. But overall, not a bad attempt.
Well, there was a lot of shots that went on like that the last time that the Storm were in Bethany. A lot of 20-foot shots, 25-foot shots. In my opinion, you got to get a lot closer to get to those, to get shots.
I agree.
It's just easy pickings for those goal keeps.
Yeah. Especially, ball just stays in the air. Keeper has time to adjust. Position herself to pick up the ball.
So Fuentes will clear it, send it out of bounds, and give it right back to East Central. Number 15 for the Tigers, Amber Tiger. She picked the right school to go to according to her name. Amber Tiger will throw it in for the Tigers. Fuentes with another goal kick. There we go again with SNU. 2 on about 5 or 6. Looks like, and over there, looks like number 3 for the Crimson Storm, Rebecca Abrego.
Good hustle back there. Good hustle. She managed to negotiate a throw-in in favor of Storm, so that's great hustle by her.
Maybe a little bit lax there on the box for the Tigers in the Storm, as couldn't quite get it to go. Another cross by Abrego.
John, your clock's good now, bud.
And a corner is coming up for the Crimson Storm. It's left eye in the air. Oof. And couldn't quite get it to go. Oh, very close, though. And we'll give the ball to the Tigers. Hurley will give it the clear, and now SNU will try again. And SNU will take it. A couple of shots already for the Crimson Storm, none of them posing that much of a threat to Hurley. She's able to get a couple of easy saves.
Not a bad attempt by Shanae Vasquez. I think she was trying to look for a cross there, but no one was there, unfortunately. But not a bad attempt, and we'll see if Storm can keep this pressure up.
And now it's just now in the soccer game, it's just a waiting game of who's going to get the first break.
Yeah, it's, can be sometimes can be a chess game. Both teams trying to figure out their opponents, trying to see who will make the first mistake.
That one sails right over us. And we'll give the ball to the Tigers.
And as of right now, both teams are pretty evenly matched. We already had some opportunities from both teams, but we'll see who'll break the wall first. As we mentioned earlier, after this play, Southern Nazarene is right now in desperate need of a win here in the conference. This is a crucial game, conference game. Will be the first win here in conference, and also be a momentum booster for them as well.
SNU not the only team looking for its first GAC win. Also going on, it also happened earlier today. We'll get a score for you ASAP. Northwestern Oklahoma State was playing at Ouachita Baptist in Arkadelphia, Arkansas today at 2 o'clock. We'll get a score for you from that game here in a few moments. In the meantime, here in Bethany, it's a corner for the Tigers, and it does absolutely nothing. Just sends it back into midfield.
Unfortunate right there by Taylor Jester. Trying to save the ball from going out of bounds, and the ground got her first.
As I was saying, I was going to get a score for you from that Northwestern Oklahoma State Ouachita game. Ouachita survives in a 2-1 victory at home. And so Northwestern Oklahoma State will have to wait until their next match to get that all-elusive win. SNU very likely could find their first win tonight. Another score from the GAC. The other game going on today, Southwestern Oklahoma State fell to Harding in Searcy today. That game happened at 11 o'clock this morning. Now a big push from East Central. Once again, easily corralled by Fuentes.
Not a bad thought, just had a little too much power behind that pass and a little too direct to the keeper. If she would have just had it a little bit more to the corner, I think it would have been a lot more dangerous.
So both teams liking to hang outside the box, and sadly, I'm not sure how well that will work in coming up with a victory for either team. We'll see if either team will like to be a little bit more aggressive, as SNU might be thinking that way. Gives a little bit of a kick and unable to make it go anywhere. It gives it back to Tiger of the Tigers.
Oof.
It looks like SNU might want to get a little bit aggressive. She has somebody right there.
Ooh. Yeah.
Number 14 for the Crimson Storm, Glitsky, had a step on it, but it was kind of bumped around in there by a couple of East Central Tigers and couldn't quite get a break on it. And now a step for the Tigers, and Fuentes gets easy pickings once again.
Another great attempt by the Tigers, by number 10, Alexis Castillo. Wasn't a bad ball, but once again a little too direct to the keeper. Easy pickings right there. But right now, SNU looks a little too rushed right now. Need to relax a little. Kind of pass the ball around. Something like that. Just kind of build up to it. They're being too rushed.
There's a fight for the ball right there, closer to our side, in front of the East Central bench. Now SNU possibly with a shot. No, we're going to kick it back out. Number 19 for the Storm, Ashley Owens. And now here's the Crimson Storm with an opportunity, the cross, and couldn't quite get there. It was number 13, DeJon Tomaso, looking for number 14, Glitsky, on the cross. It looked like it might be there, but it couldn't quite get the kick down.
Great tackle right there by Robinson. And then that last play, John Tomaso, she had a little bit of space. She could have just carried it a little bit more. But she kind of rushed it a little there, but it was not a bad attempt. They're starting to build up right now.
Our kick for SNU is, once again, right now it's just a chess game between the Tigers and the Storm. It's finding what exactly works, what exactly doesn't. Are there any weak spots in the armor? Neither one finding anything. Oof. They're cleared by Hurley. Cantrell will try to have a little bit of a contest with number 25 for the Tigers, Deanna Rudisil. And a shot right there for the Crimson Storm, and it's no good. Couldn't quite see who that was. I think that was number 12, Kelsey Brissett.
It was Vasquez.
It was
Shanae Vasquez.
It was Shanae Vasquez, number 5. Excuse me.
But this is what I'm saying. They're being a little more patient now. They're starting to build up, connect some more passes. Like right there, great run by John Tomaso.
Now SNU showing a little bit of an aggressive nature, and there's the cross, and it goes in. A goal for the Crimson Storm, number 12, Kelsey Brissett.
Great cross by Gian Tomaso, waiting for that movement by Vasseur. She just tucked it in the back of the net. That was a great play. And this is what I'm saying, they just need to be patient. Start building up those passes, and look at that. They found the back of the goal, and now it's 1-0, and let's see if they can keep this momentum going.
That's Brissett's first goal of the season, and it couldn't come at a better time as SNU, with 28 minutes left in this first half, draws first blood.
And it's also a good thing, they were I believe they're in a 3-game goalless drought, and now they finally got their goal. And being a former player, when you haven't scored in 3 or 4 games, it gets a little frustrating. And then when you finally score, it just gets that pressure off of you a little bit. Get to play a little bit more relaxed.
I wouldn't say relax just yet, Oscar.
Not just yet.
We said we got a lot of soccer to go.
Yeah, there's still plenty of time, but but like I said, it gets them off. Gets them going a little bit more. Gets them more hyped up. And I think we may see some more goals tonight. Let's hope that's the case.
There's a cross by the Tigers, and it's dangerously close. I think SNU may have dodged the bullet as East Central couldn't quite get position inside the box for a goal. Some great defense by the SNU defenders. And here's Brissett, looking for number 14, Glitsky.
You just
It's
waited
kicked
just
away.
a little bit longer. Great tackle right here by Robinson right in front of us.
Glitzky will try to set up shop once again, sends it high. And I don't know, I mean, maybe it's just the dramatic in me, but part of me wanted to see Vasquez do a bicycle kick there, Oscar.
Anything can happen here.
Looked pretty for a second.
It wasn't a bad setup. You know, if I would have just walked home if she would have scored like that. But, you know, bye. See you guys.
Now SNU very much in control of the ball and the possession. We'll try to make something happen. It will not happen this time, as it will go to a corner. Glitzky over there will set up shop for a corner kick, and SNU will get in position to hopefully add to the lead, as they've gone off to a great start here.
5 for 27. Thank you. Get you on the next one.
There's the kick,
Oof.
and very close. Found the support for the net. It's like I said, it hit the pole for support on the net, keeps it up. So not quite there. As number 5 for the Tigers, Lexi DeVore, will come in for number 27, Taylor Hodges. And Cantrell will just let it go and give the ball back to the Storm.
There you go. Oof.
The only one I could take was Sean. The first intern I definitely couldn't take. It was Sean. He would knock me to a wall. That's what happened.
The lights have come on here at SNU. But we're just getting started in this first half, as we're pretty much past the halfway point in this first half. Number 25 for the Crimson Storm, Sky Glass. We've talked a little bit about her in the pregame. She'll come in for number 5, Shanae Vasquez. So Vasquez will take a little bit of a breather and brings in Sky Glass.
I believe it's position per position, so not much change right there. Like you said, just a little breather for Vasquez.
And a kick to clear it by a Tiger actually hits the light pole. So I don't know if she might I might give her $1 if she can make that shot again.
Ooh.
And after some defense by the Tigers, Glitzky takes a shot right to the gut.
Yeah, it just
And
knocks the wind right
knocks
at her.
knocks the wind out of her. It would me too. Those shots come in at a pretty intense speed, so they pack quite the punch.
Yeah, and those hurt, you know.
So Glitzky being tended to by the trainers.
She looks like she got a kind of a double whammy there, you know, her hand and then the stomach, you know. So we'll see if nothing happened, you know, nothing serious. You know, right now some of the players taking advantage of this, get a little water break.
So Glitzky trying to regain her breath. might be a little bit more serious on what we're being led to believe. So we'll take a quick break here on SNUathletics.com. We'll have more soccer for you when we come back. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. Glitzky got a closer look at her as she walked off the field, hit her in the nose pretty darn good. She was bleeding from her nose and knocked the wind knocked out of her. So I mean, she's being tended to. We think she'll be okay, but just kind of a scary moment as she could hardly walk off the field for a second. Another cross by the Tigers.
Ooh.
And there's an opportunity, and it's saved by Fuentes and kicked out. Well, I should say saved by Fuentes, but Fuentes got a good hand on it, and it just rolled off her hands before she could secure it.
Yeah,
and it was kicked away by Crimson Storm.
Yeah,
so great defense by the Storm.
She tried to secure it, and just with her momentum coming down, the ball came out of her hands, and luckily, I believe it was Cantrell. You know, she just managed to clear it off the line.
Now another shot by the Tigers. It's easily taken in by the Storm. Fuentes once again with an easy save. So she's had one hard save and a couple of easy ones. Now a sub will come in for the Crimson Storm.
Megan Chase.
Megan Chase. It's our player to watch. She'll finally make an appearance here.
Oof, not a good first touch right there.
So here we go. Megan Chase enters the game. And a header and has a great position by the Tigers. She tries to get it going. It's almost scored on. Fuentes may have been looking at a bounce differently, and almost snuck by her, but Fuentes able to get her body on it and another save.
Yeah, it took a weird bounce right there. And, you know, the ball was going away. And when it took that bounce, it just hit it right towards the goal. And luckily, Fuentes was following it through, and she just managed to run into it pretty much.
Now SNU trying to look for something to happen.
Ooh.
And another big shot towards the goal, but off to the side, just wide. Off to the right.
Wasn't a bad attempt, but, you know, SNU needs to go back to what got them that goal. You know, just build up, be patient, and the opportunity will come again. You know, just right now they're kind of going back to how they were in the first 10 minutes, a little bit rushed. So if they could just go back to that, you know, just connecting passes, being patient, they'll score another one.
You guys coming in for him? You guys want to
And you're right, Oscar. I do believe that SNU just needs to calm down and like it and keep it patient and not rush it so much, but also once again attack aggressively. I mean, if SNU can get 3 players at once in the box, maybe 3 or 4 players at once, right in there by the goal, I mean, they'll score most of the time. Now East Central have a sub. Number 21 for the Tigers, Summer Whalen, and number 24, Taylor Kennedy. Now it looks like Storm possibly looking for another aggressive approach. They look there. They want to start that one off with a little bit more speed. And here we go again. And now East Central just takes it straight away from him. And it almost got a good cross there, but it hits the back of number 18 Taylor Jester's foot. That could have been a good sign for East Central to get that good cross in there, but it just nicks the back of her foot of Taylor Jester.
That was great defending by Jester right there. She knew what she was doing. She read the pass, and she managed to stick her foot out there. She managed to intercept it.
Now the Crimson Storm with a little bit more of a push. As it caught right there in the middle. Now a shot attempt immediately blocked by the Tigers. And another attempt. So a couple of shot attempts that are easily contested by the Tigers. And the Crimson Storm looking to get a little bit more trigger happy. And here's another chance. Almost found number 4, Megan Chase. And Chase gets behind the defense, looking for a shot, and it's kicked out. You can't quite see over there due to our vantage point, but it looks like it is going to be a corner for SNU.
It was a great ball by Glass. Right behind the defenders, and Chase trying to go at him, but she negotiated corner, so that's pretty good.
Stephanie Ledgerwood entering the game for the Tigers. Number 14, Tessa Neely.
Right now, what SNU needs to do is just try to open the field a little bit more. They're too compact in the midfield. It's getting too. What's the word I'm looking for?
Here's a good cross by SNU. Couldn't quite get to it. And there's a shot by, and there's a cross, and unable to get there. as the ref will call it back the other way.
Yeah, it's too bunched up in the middle, you know, like I was saying. You just open up the field a little bit more.
Pretty much done for the night. I can actually take a couple photos for.
See if you can get 1 of 12.
Well, it's supposed to be Logan. They had a softball scrimmage. Terry was clearly this
Here comes an attack by the Crimson Storm. It was almost spelled magnificence for number 4, Megan Chase. Once again, you got to keep an eye on Chase as she's the leading scorer on the Crimson Storm and can strike at any moment.
Great tackle by Jester.
And a sub for the Tigers, number 2, Kirsten Yancey.
Entering the game for the Tigers, number 2, Kirsten Yancey.
She will replace number 6, Kendall Cook.
You know, Kendall Cook, you know, she's doing a great job here on this left side of the field. You know, she was creating some trouble here. And, yeah, I think the coach, you know, just giving her a little break. Have her refreshed for the start of the second half.
Hey, we're at 75%. We might get it. Tennessee defeats Georgia on a 40-yard Hail Mary. Time expired. Probably watching Sports Center today.
I know Baylor won, but how much did they exactly win? They actually had time on the clock to throw the ball. Or did they give them?
A good pass by Megan Chase.
Oy.
It was a good one. No-looker pass from Chase to Brissett. Another shot by the Crimson Storm goes wide right once again.
I've noticed that once Glass gets the ball, you know, she just goes for goal, you know. She just shoots it. A little unorthodox, but, you know. But, you know, I like, you know, giving chances for SNU. I just be a little bit more patient, you know, just try and find those passes a little bit more.
Now SMU in prime position as a cross and almost a score opportunity for the Crimson Storm. Just
there we
goes off
go.
the foot
Ooh.
there. Another big kick. Couldn't quite get there. As there's a wide kick once again.
Right there, that's what I was talking about. That was a perfect setup to Glass. As we've seen throughout the game, she loves to shoot, and that was just a great shot, just inches away from finding the back of the net.
That was Sky Glass once again. Finds the wrong pole. This is that support goal or the support pole for the net.
And as you heard, you know, the fans started cheering. You know, did hit the back part of the net. You know, from where they're at, you know, looked like it went in, but it did not.
It looked pretty.
It did look pretty. I mean, that was a great attempt. You know, they need to keep doing that. You know, on this right side, just connecting the passes and Great setup from Robinson to Glass.
And now SNU with a great opportunity, and I'm not so sure about that decision, but it's given back out to Chase. And kicked back out. It was kicked out by number 21, Summer Whalen. It could have spelled disaster. I mean, and SNU could have had a brilliant setup if they just looked off to the side and found Chase all by herself.
Oh, here we go.
And here's another opportunity for the Crimson Storm. The shot.
Aye.
And off to the left that time. Not so sure that Glass needed to take that one, as we were under 9 minutes to go here in the half.
Yeah, she's not afraid to shoot with any of her feet, right or left. She will shoot it once she finds that gap, enough space, she'll go for it.
Now SNU trying to bring back the assault, unable to do so. At least not this time, as they still maintain a 1-0 advantage with the 8-minute mark approaching. And now the Tigers looking for something and almost found it. And another kick goes off to the top of the net. That was a scary moment for Fuentes, who was kind of caught off guard a little bit, as it just sails just high over the net and falls on top of it.
Great attempt right there by the Tigers. I believe it was number 23, Haley Dryline. I believe she was the one with the shot. And like you said, she just caught off Fuentes off guard and almost just got chipped right there.
An elbow called on the Crimson Storm. Gives the ball back to ECU. And a great kick by the Tigers. Leaves it all by herself, and Fuentes almost lets it go and gives ECU a big goal, but able to corral it just before she goes into net.
Kirsten Yancey just barely got a nick enough to change the direction.
And ECU now with the scent of blood in the water coming out for them.
Oof.
And a whiffed kick by number 19 Owens.
Great hustle by Owens right there.
And here's Chase.
Megan Chase, just right there as we're hearing the Storm's bench, telling her to beat her and beat her. And, she has the speed, so why not? She can try something here in the last 5 minutes.
Now ECU letting their player know that there was an opportunity to run for it. Couldn't quite get to it. Fuentes brings it in. And SNU now with an opportunity. As they
Right.
looking for Chase.
There we go.
Gets the kick up. Looks like it's kicked out by the Tigers, and another corner coming up for Southern Nazarene.
Not a bad attempt, but right there, Megan could have just opened up a little bit to the line, stretch that back line a little bit more. Would have find some gaping holes, for the forwards to go in and try and find the back of the net.
So here's the corner.
Ooh.
Almost found the way. It's number 10, Hannah Robinson with the shot. Couldn't quite find it. Great defense by Cantrell. Keeps the ball from getting off to a great cross for the Tigers. Again, a couple of good opportunities for a game-changing, potential game-changing cross. Tigers, that one actually hits off the back of number 5, Lexi DeVore. And now here's SNU with an opportunity. Couldn't quite get to it. Number 12 for the Crimson Storm, Kelsey Brissett.
Great hustle by Alyssa Butler of East Central there.
Brissett had a step and almost found a way to get it, just her and the goalie alone. Just got a good shove from another ECU defender. And that potentially saved the goal for the Tigers.
Ooh, just sliced that.
A good slice kick. I mean, look, I saw that Hurley's kick kind of drug on the ground just a little bit.
Yeah. Oof.
Just kind of dug into the turf before she actually made contact with the ball. We're under 2 minutes now in the first half as SNU is trying to hold on with a 1-0 lead in the first half. Before we have another 45 minutes of good soccer action here at West Harmon Field. We have a foul call and a yellow card is given.
That was unnecessary right there, that was a stupid yellow, Now she's on thin ice for the rest of the game.
Couldn't quite see who that was.
Kelsey Bussert.
Kelsey Brissett with a goal and a yellow card today, so safe to say she's had a eventful evening. And a kick by ECU. Easily corralled.
Good right here off Fuentes, she's looking at the time clock, trying to milk as much as she can.
1 minute remaining in the first half. 1 minute.
And now 1 minute, the 1 minute warning is issued. So we are almost done with the first 45 minutes of play.
Great tackle
And
right there.
And a Tiger is down right there on the pitch as she is in serious pain. They'll continue play, and now clock is fine. It stops with 20 seconds to go. Can't quite see the number, but she is on her knees in pretty good pain right now.
Yeah, we don't know what happened right there, but it was a 50-50 challenge. Sometimes one of those challenges.
It was number 24 for the Tigers, Taylor Kennedy. I think I saw a little bit. She got a kick during the contest. So Kennedy will come out for the last 20 seconds of the half and bring in number 7, Elizabeth Dodd.
Yeah, she looks fine, but she's kind of limping a little. Looks like she's favoring on that right ankle of hers. Right now, SNU just needs to hold the ball, the last 10 seconds.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And that's going to be the end of the first half here in Bethany as SNU strikes first with a 1-0 lead over the East Central Tigers. And it's been a fun first half of soccer here at West Harmon. We'll step aside for just a moment. When we come back, we'll go over the first half and some of the stats. When we come back to SNUathletics.com. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. SNU leading East Central by a score of 1-0, and at half, Oscar, what stood out to you here in the first half of this incredible soccer game?
Well, 13 shots in the first half. That's pretty good. Three on goal. One of them was back in the net. So, like I mentioned throughout the first half, SNU just needs to open up the field just a little bit more. That's how they managed to get the first goal, and actually that's how they created some of the chances, just opening up the field a little bit more. But overall, they're playing good, just need to be just a little bit more patient every now and then. Just connect more passes, just like that first goal. They were patient, connected those passes, and managed to find the back of the net. As for Tigers, just keep doing what they're doing, trying to find behind the defense of SNU. They got speed up there, they're trying to do that counterattack. So, I think Tigers just keep doing that, maybe just improve some notches in the midfield. I think we'll have a more even game.
Well, after the first half, we got some stats here for you. Kelsey Brissett finally gets that all-elusive first goal of the season for her, with the assist from Josh. In that with 28 minutes left in the half, and also just a few more team stats for you. SNU has dominated the shots category, 13 shots with 1 goal. ECU only getting 4 shots, 3 of which were on the goal, 3 of which were on the goal for SNU as well. 3 saves for the Crimson Storm, 2 for the Tigers. 3 fouls altogether opposed to East Central's 1. So as we go into the final 45 minutes of the night, Oscar, what are you looking for at SNU?
Like I mentioned earlier, just be more patient, open up the field a little bit more, and those chances will come, And Tigers, just kind of build up more in the midfield. They're obviously going for that counterattack, and I think it's going to be a great second half.
I agree with you, Oscar. Well, we're about just under 6 minutes away from the start of the second half, and we'll bring you the rest of that action when we come back to SNUathletics.com. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. We're starting here in the second half. The Crimson Storm will get the ball to start with after the ball gets kicked out. We'll get that camera fixed just here in a moment.
Looks like Alyssa Glitsky's back in the game. Looks like it wasn't too serious, that blast to the stomach she received. And we also see number 9, Kylie Payne, also making an appearance here in the second half. Looks like she went in for the freshman Rebecca Abrego.
So ECU already showing a little bit of a more aggressive attack, trying to stay off that attack for 45 minutes of soccer so they can try to escape this game with their first GAC victory. SNU's lone victory of the year coming against Southwestern Christian, or across the highway neighbors.
Oof.
And some good moves right there. And an opportunity gets passed up by number 9 of the Crimson Storm, Kylie Payne. And I don't know about you, Oscar, but that couldn't have gotten any prettier if you're SNU.
Well, it was an offsides anyway, unfortunately. But, right there, that was a good setup. Unfortunately, Kylie just couldn't get control of that ball, but nonetheless, it was called offsides.
It's cleared out by the Crimson Storm, and now they'll try to put on their own attack. But ECU able to keep the ball under their possession.
Another blast to the stomach. Looks like it's number 21, Summer Whalen of East Central.
A lot of shots to the stomach tonight as Whalen seems to get up and walk under her own power.
Great reach right there by Kylie Payne. Looks like Summer Whalen is back on her feet now.
So SNU keeping the ball on ECU, trying to make something happen. That ball sails out. Give the ball back to the Storm.
Looks like that could have been a foul right there. Nonetheless, referee says keep going, keep playing on.
Some more opportunities for each team as SNU tried to get it going towards ECU's goal.
Yeah, just unfortunate she couldn't get there in time. Looks like she's still having a little trouble breathing. She's still holding her stomach.
Throw in by the Crimson Storm, and SNU once again trying to add to that 1-0 lead. They will try to maintain for the rest of this game as we are 5 minutes into the second half. Easily
there.
picked up by Hurley.
Right there, what I mean. Just try to connect the passes. You know, don't be afraid to go back. You know, restart.
Peanut butter M&M's are where it's at. Sometimes I would just like eat the shover so I would have the peanut butter myself. This is their one. Stephanie and the caramel. That's banana caramel mixed with
So number 2 for the Crimson Storm, Brianna Evans, wanted to go and try and get it, but wisely decided to stay off, as it would have resulted in a offsides call. Gives the ball back to ECU anyway. ECU will have another throw in by number 11, Kylie Harper.
that left off. That stuff is awesome. It has a lot of vitamins, like a lot of vitamin B seasoning and stuff. There's like Portler's
Ooh, great move.
And here come the Crimson Storm once again. It's kicked away by a Tiger.
Number 28, Alyssa Butler from ECU. You know, she's one of those rare center backs, you know, that have that speed. You know, she's pretty quick, you know. It's hard for forwards to get past her, you know. She has some speed there.
Both teams having a little bit of trouble in the middle of the field. This ball will go to the Storm. And a free kick upcoming for SNU. And there's the cross. And almost was there. Maybe if it had a little bit more speed on it, would have been able to make it past Hurley. Nevertheless, Hurley picks it up easily and kicks it off.
Looked like that could have been a foul there on number 6, Kendall Cook. The referee says no.
Tigers trying to set up shop on SNU's part of the field and try and mount an assault to tie up this match. There's the long shot by the Tigers, goes way wide left, gives the ball back to the Storm, and Sky Glass will make another appearance,
Entering the game with the Storm, number 25, Sky Glass.
taking out number 19, Ashley Owens.
Not much. Are you in her car? Okay. No, we're in the second half. I'm already done with it. We got 35 minutes left in the second half. We didn't start till 6.
Oof.
Now SNU with some
Oh.
trouble and a foul called by the refs.
Oh, that was advantage right there.
That was a clear road for the Crimson Storm, but the ref will call a yellow,
Yeah.
I believe, on number 18,
Yes, it was number 18.
Aubrey Leveling.
Yeah, that was great run right there by Shanae Vasquez. Just referee just should have let it keep going right there. You know, she was already clear away, and now we'll see if SNU can pick something off of this set piece right here. Looks like Sky Glass is gonna just dip it over to the wall. Ooh.
And instead of dumping it over the wall, it actually hits the wall. And now ECU is going to push up as fast as they possibly can. They clear it. A great tackle on the ball. However, ECU will maintain the possession.
Yeah, right there is what I was mentioning here at the halftime break. You know, ECU, they have some speed, so that they can use that counterattack. And they almost got advantage right there, but great work back there by Taylor Jester. Looked like that was a foul, and the referee says no. And right now, Kelsey needs to be a little bit more careful. You know, she's already in the yellow.
Ref is definitely just letting them play tonight here in the second half. And they're a throw in by the Crimson Storm. It's taken away by the Tigers.
Great move right there.
Number 10 for the Crimson Storm, Hannah Robinson, just kind of leaves it behind. But here come the Tigers.
Oof.
Able to be picked up by Fuentes. However, the Tiger was pretty bent on getting it close to a goal, or at least getting into the net. Fuentes says nope. A nice move by number 33, Lizette Caron.
Great.
There's a lot of pushing and shoving going on in that little bunch.
Oh.
Ooh. And Payne tried to make a play on the ball, keep it in play, trips on the ball and falls flat on her back. That couldn't have felt good. Now the Crimson Storm trying to make something happen again.
Great hustle right there by Payne.
Payne shrugs off the fall on her back and continues to play. Cantrell kicks it out. The Tigers will take over. And a shot by the Tigers, and it's just a little bit too far out. Fuentes able to corral it and kick it off. Now Payne trying to take over. There's a cross opportunity. Couldn't quite get there. Number 12, Kelsey Brissett.
Oof.
Another strike by the Crimson Storm. Unable to, a little bit too far out to be accurate on it. And Hurley will track it down and cover it up.
SNU's they're having the right idea. They're just being too rushed with it right now. You know, they are starting to open up. They're trying to open up more, but they're being too rushed with it. And you just relax a little bit more.
You guys coming in for?
2. 6.
3 for 2 and
For 6.
6. Okay, thank you.
Come on, yes, Tiger.
And the Tigers kick it out. Off to the side, so no corner for SNU, but they will definitely get the throw in. That's just smart soccer by the Tigers. Kicking it out, avoiding the corner opportunity for the Crimson Storm.
Oh, snap.
She does that signature little flip
wow.
throw in, and another shot by the Crimson Storm. Brissett once again trying to get goal number 2. Makes it a little bit high.
Wow, I've actually never seen that in the female sport world, a flip throw.
Well, that is a regular occurrence here for the Crimson Storm. So we at least see it at least once every game. Some nice moves by the Crimson Storm. Possibly getting another shot, and here's Sky Glass. Set up with it maybe a little bit too long and contested by the Tigers.
She took too long right there. By the time she had set up, you know, they were already on top of her. You know, she should just distribute it right there, you know, try and find some feet, you know, just keep possession. Great turn right there.
Not red, green, and white. Oscar won't eat them.
And a foul by the Tigers as they fall right on this Crimson Storm player. Now the Crimson Storm have a.
Looks like Jester might be going for it, but I like to see Sky Glass going for it. You know, we'll see what happens. Ooh.
And it almost goes in. An opportunity for the Crimson Storm. Will it go in? It does. And the clock stops. The clock stops because Hurley, the goalkeep, got in a little bit of a tangle in there.
Goal for Hannah Robinson.
And now Hurley is down, slow to get up. But Crimson Storm will record their second goal of the night.
And as we just heard, Hannah Robinson got that goal. You know, Shanae Vasquez followed up that shot, trying to get that rebound. And that's where ECU's keeper, she got hurt right there.
The assist goes to the person who took the original shot.
But that was a great shot right there by Jester.
So Robinson will get the credit of the goal, and number 18, Taylor Jester, will get the assist. And for the first time I've seen this season, we'll have a change at goalkeep. Hurley will take a seat after taking a fall, and in Kaylee Fretwell, the 5'6" sophomore out of Colbert, Oklahoma, Sherman High School.
Looks like she got hit in the mouth. But nonetheless, Crimson Storm take that 2-goal lead.
There's still a lot of soccer to play, but that gives them a very comfortable cushion. With just under 28 minutes left to play in this soccer match.
Well, in the soccer world, a 2-0 lead, they say it's the trickiest scoreboard in the world, you know. And like you say, you know, it will give them a cushion, you know. But, you know, if you
Long
relax.
kick by the SNU Crimson Storm, and
Ooh.
almost got it in.
Yeah, like
used her head to knock it backwards.
I was saying, you know.
And a corner
SNU
will come up for Crimson Storm.
SNU just can't relax right now, you know. If ECU gets a goal, you know, they'll have the momentum going. So right now, they need to just find at least one more goal, you know, to
And here's another corner for SNU. And it's cleared out by the Tigers.
It's actually a great ball.
And now the Tigers possibly with an opportunity.
Ooh.
And they're out in the clear. You're looking for, and SNU gathers itself and gets the shot contested. And a great defensive effort by the Crimson Storm. Fuentes able to save it as there's a shot on the goal.
Great hustle by the back of SNU, hustling back.
14, who are you coming in for?
15.
Thank you. Because you missed the shot 18 on the free kick. The second shot by 5. And then the final finish by 6. Shot 18 saved, shot 5 saved.
So now number 14 for the East Central Tigers, Tessa Neely, will come in for number 15, Amber Tiger. Amber Tiger has played the entire game for the Tigers, so
Just be a little breather.
just out of a side note, do you think her name had anything to do with her commitment to play soccer?
Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows? I mean, she is from Bixby, so. But maybe. Who knows? We'll have to ask her.
A throw in for the Tigers as they're over by SNU's net. And the Crimson Storm will gain possession back. 25-minute mark has been approached. East Central will take it out on the side over there right in front of the grandstands, the SNU fan base. Another strike for the Tigers. Drops right in front of Fuentes. She's able to come up with it. Fuentes had a couple of harder saves and a couple of easier ones. Right now she's keeping that net clear. Now SNU with an opportunity. Taken away by the Tigers. So East Central keeping it clear of the box, at least for right now.
Ooh.
And almost a perfect clear to Glitsky, who is streaking back there. And a foul by ECU. And another set piece coming up for the Crimson Storm, possibly. Keeps it on the ground, and it's deflected off, and will stay with SNU.
Looks like we're having a triple sub here. Oh.
Kicked out by the Tigers. And here comes number 19 from the Crimson Store, Ashley Owens. Number 4, Megan Chase. And number 21, Alexis Coxley. Coxie will make her first appearance in the game. Owens and Chase will make their second. And SNU wanted a corner, but they're not going to get it.
Nope. Megan had that last touch right at the end, unfortunately.
Owens clears it out. Now a good cross by the Crimson Storm.
Ooh.
And it's covered up by Fretwell.
Unlucky right there by Kelsey Buster. She just somehow found a hole there and just tripped up on her own. Unfortunate.
Set out by the Tigers. Crimson Storm will look to take advantage. Kicks it over a defender. Almost had a break on it. We're at the 20-minute mark. Played 70 minutes here in Bethany. We're looking to play 20 more before we call this one a night.
Aye.
Here comes the Crimson Storm. A cross, a shot, and it goes in for goal number 3.
Great shot there by Hannah Robinson, her second goal of the night.
Number 10, Hannah Robinson, her second goal of the game, third goal of the season.
So Robinson
And see
puts
what
number 2 on the board, goal number 2 on the board for tonight.
what I've been saying the whole time, just open it up, be patient, and the opportunities will come.
So Robinson had 1 goal to enter the season, or to enter into the game, and now she has 3. And now SNU has a very comfortable cushion. So you were saying that 2-0 is the most deceptive lead, and a 2-goal lead is the most deceptive lead in soccer. I'm pretty sure 3-0 is pretty convincing.
Yeah, right here, they can, I wouldn't say be relaxed yet, but, they can maybe try a few new things, that they couldn't do in the past games, and maybe probably see some new faces on the field as well. So we'll see what happens later on in these last 18 minutes of the game. And right now with these 3 goals, they pretty much made up for the last 3 games, being shut out. And now with 3 goals, a pretty good momentum booster here.
So the Crimson Storm, after taking a 3-0 advantage here in this soccer game as we open the month of October for all of our sports. Fuentes had it for a second and let it go. a little bit of a substitution confusion for ECU. They wanted to go in on the, they didn't want to go in on the corner, but now they're being forced to since the horn sounded. So the Tigers will substitute. I'm not necessarily saying that they want to substitute at that current moment.
Entering the game for the Tigers, number 5, Lexi DeVore, number 6, Kendall Cook, number 25, Danelle Radosa.
So corner by the Tigers. It's cleared out by SNU. And now Megan Chase trying to do something with it. It's kicked out. And Crimson Storm will take it. Almost an amazing cross by the Tigers. Couldn't quite get past the leg, I believe, as number 19 of the Crimson Storm, Owens, couldn't quite get it past her leg. And it's given right back to Fuentes, who will kick it back out. And now we're having a goalie kicking contest.
Yeah, I had already had some good ones at hand already. I just played that.
That ball's cleared out by the Crimson Storm. Stay right here with the Tigers.
East Central right now are starting to put more pressure right now.
East Central like to make sure this one is not a blowout. And another shot on the goal as Fuentes is able to get that one. It's kicked right to her.
This is a 4-5 win, so it's the lowest half you can go. Okay, and then we'll have to put in a name in a second. He's got it down. Let me jump in there real quick. Yeah. Just stand up. Get up on the side.
Was your back sore that day when you fell?
Yeah, it was a little bit sore.
Or when he fell face back right here?
Visitor roster. What's her name? Amy.
Right now we'll have another sub for the Tigers come in. Number 10, Alexis Castillo. And we'll take out number 16, Jordan Gilbert.
Entering the game for the Tigers, number 10, Alexis Castillo.
Another kick. Possibly an opportunity for another goal here by the Tigers. Will they get it off? Doesn't. Possibly, maybe.
Ooh.
Off the crossbar. And another kick. That's going to be wide. So very close to being the first goal of the night for the Tigers. They just come away with a crossbar challenge win.
That was a scramble right there. You know, SNU was struggling to get that ball out of there. And Alex Castillo with that left-footed shot, and he just hits that crossbar, you know. And like I said, right now, ECU is starting to put that pressure on them. If they can get a goal right now, you know, it's going to put things very interesting. You know, they're going to have that momentum going in these last 12, 13 minutes.
Oh, and SNU with an opportunity right here with a good cross.
Ooh.
And they're going to call it offsides. They had three 3 against 3 right there, and could have ended up being something for the Crimson Storm, but not quite.
Yeah, right there. Instead of, going straight forward, Megan should just open herself wide, go straight to the line, stay on side, and then once you get that through ball, she has a more of a direct approach to goal.
What's her name? Kaeelee.
And they're both offsides right here.
Spell that.
SMU, a couple of times they could have taken it out and been aggressive, but now it's ECU being aggressive. Another shot and a good cross and another opportunity, and it's saved out. Fuentes knocked it up in the air and got it above the net. Another
Actually,
great
I think ref just called a PK. Ref just called a PK. I think Shelby Nichols.
I think it might have, it did hit someone's hand, so
Yeah.
it might have been Nichols.
Yeah, Nichols unfortunately hit her hands, and then the ref let it go, but, at the end he called a PK.
So a PK against Fuentes, and it'll be number 33, Lizette Carrion. Carrion, I should say. We will take the kick. And it's ECU's first goal of the night.
And earlier, before the game, I was talking to the keeper coach, Yolanda Zamarripa. That's one of the things that's been affecting SNU as well. They've been giving up a lot of PKs this season. I believe this is the 9th PK they've given up this season, so that's a lot, for a season, especially when you're only halfway through.
So SNU back down to a two-goal lead.
And like I said, right now, if ECU scored in this momentum they got, it's going to put things very interesting.
So foul on Southern Nazarene gives the ball back to the Tigers, and the Tigers not taking any rest. They're trying to answer back as we approach the 10-minute mark.
He didn't even know what I was talking about. Were you on a broadcast line with that? He doesn't know where we were on broadcasting.
So Saturday's game. Still watch. But I opened this and my cane slipped off.
It was funny because the game before on Thursday, we were joking about us losing on that
A lot of pushing and shoving down there between Megan Chase and number 28, Alyssa Butler.
Good battle right there, but right there, Megan managed to negotiate a foul. So we'll see if SNU can make something happen out of here. They need to respond back real quick.
Now Megan Chase is the one having a little bit of difficulty getting up. She's a little bit slow, kind of nursing that shoulder a little bit. Another set piece for SNU as we approach the 9-minute mark. And it's saved by Fretwell.
Not a bad ball.
A foul by the Crimson Storm. And now a great cross right there. Megan Chase all by herself. Takes the shot way out there and gets it in. Megan Chase. adds to her total for the year.
Goal for number 4, Hannah Robinson, 4th goal of the season.
And as Megan Chase's 4th goal of the season, still leads the team. Right behind her is Robinson with 3.
And this is what SNU needed, you know. ECU had that momentum going, and SNU managed to get that goal in with 8 minutes remaining. But, you know, if ECU can keep going with that momentum, you know, it still put things pretty interesting. But, you know, when you had the momentum, you had the chances, and they score, it kind of crushes them.
Even so, that goal by Megan Chase was kind of the I mean, I would certainly think it would be the nail in the coffin with 8 minutes to go. But, I mean, that was just a beautiful goal right there in the corner. Right, she was all by herself.
Yeah.
No, the only the defender closest to her was 4 yards behind her.
Yeah, it was a great run, great pass. I think with the assist was Jessica Wilford with the assist. And, you know, Megan Chase did a great job cutting into her right foot and just finding that back of the net.
So SNU, after only scoring 4 goals this entire season, gets 4 goals in one night. They have upped their offensive production by 100%.
Well, that's good. You know, that's something that they needed. And hopefully this will carry them on until the next game, and hopefully for the rest of the season. You know, like I said earlier tonight, they had a drought and they found 4 goals, so it's pretty good. Pretty good right there. And as we saw earlier, we saw 2 subs, Shelby Martinez and Stephanie Ledgerwood coming in.
Push down, they're just going to let them play. And another cross by the Crimson Storm is tracked down.
Not a bad attempt, but, you know, I feel like she could have just carried it a little bit more towards the corner.
So Fretwell doesn't fare too much as the goalie who came before her, Lexi Hurley, as both goalkeepers for the Tigers allowed 2 goals apiece. You would think there'd be a difference between a senior and a sophomore in terms of production. Not tonight.
No, it's just part of the game, you know.
So corner by the Crimson Storm and immediately headed out. That'll bring in
Over the Storm, number 8, Leslie Ruby.
Number 8, Leslie
29
Ruby,
for
and
the
number
Tigers,
29
Kay
for the Tigers, Kay Woodring.
I believe this is her 3rd game of the season.
And there's the throw in. And it's knocked out by the Tigers, and here comes another corner for the Crimson Storm.
Yeah, like I said, it was unfortunate for ECU. You know, they had the momentum going, and that goal just kind of crushed their spirits a little.
There's the corner, and it's hit right out, all the way back to the corner man. So right now we're going to be seeing Abrego re-enter the game, and someone we haven't seen in a long time, number 26, Zibila Genesee. Genesee is a 5'3" senior out of Kingfisher, Oklahoma. And she immediately gets to touch the ball right coming out. I want to be a little bit more careful with that. Don't want to break any of our equipment over here.
There's not much we can do.
And then there's number 20 coming in, Sarah Nichols.
Number 20, Sarah Nichols.
Yeah, this is a chance right here to Coach Duncan, you know. See some players, you know, that haven't played a lot this year. You know, they're in a comfortable 3-goal lead, 3 minutes left, you know.
Sarah Nichols is a 5'10" freshman out of Fort Gibson, Oklahoma. And of course, Sarah's older sister is Shelby Nichols, 5'8" sophomore out of also out of Fort Gibson.
Ooh.
And now a clear shot for the Tigers. There it is, and it's way too high, trying to get the cross. Unable to corral it. Trying to get the cross was number 5, Lexi DeVore. Unable to come to produce. So, Oscar, what was the big thing that stuck out to you in this game so far? I mean, as we approach the final 2 minutes.
Well, first of all, you know, glad we saw some goals, you know.
Yeah.
Considering that SNU coming in, they were shut out 3 games in a row and only having 4 games throughout the season. But I'm glad, you know, they got the goals. Will help them a lot in the momentum, their morale. And, you know, coming up next, their next game's a very tough one, I believe. I believe it's against Southwestern.
Yes, sir. That's against Southwestern Oklahoma State Bulldogs.
Yeah, and they're in first in the GAC. They're 3-0, 6-1-1 overall. So that's gonna be a tough game, and this win's gonna help them a lot. You know, momentum and morale-wise.
You're absolutely right. They have to go to Weatherford and take on a very, very tough Bulldog team, and I think that SNU really needed this game coming in. They 4 goals, matching their season total in one night. They definitely need that. It kind of gives them the confidence to go up against a quality opponent like the Bulldogs, and carry on. And they got a road trip. They go to Weatherford. And then they go to Northwestern Oklahoma State a week from tonight, and then they'll go to Harding on the 12th. So I mean, they have 4 away games in a row. After Harding, they have to go to Ouachita Baptist. We won't see the Crimson Storm women's soccer team. We won't see them back at home until the 18th of October, which whenever they play their arch rivals, the OBU Bison, Oklahoma Baptist.
So yeah. On top of that, you know, 4 away games, also very difficult. But you know, they got the win, important 3 points in the GAC, and you know, they really needed this. Like you said, they really needed this game.
So the clock will about to call this one game over.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
The Crimson Storm will defeat the East Central Tigers and get their first win in the GAC. Well-deserved and well-earned by the Crimson Storm.
Yeah, they played a lot better in the second half. You know, they actually they connected a little bit more passes, got more patient. And unfortunately, ECU, you know, they had that momentum going right towards the end, and that goal right at the end from SNU just kind of crushed them.
So we'll take a quick break. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have a interview with our head coach Julie Duncan when we come back to SNUathletics.com.
to SMUathletics.com. We're here with Coach Julie Duncan and John Hale.
Thanks, Oscar. Hey, Coach Duncan, first one of the GAC, well earned. Took a little bit of time to get here. So how are you guys feeling as y'all come off the field tonight?
We're feeling great. That was a big team game, a lot of participation from all of the players. Every goal was set up beautifully.
Hannah Robinson, 2 goals on the year. She's second behind Megan Chase, who also had a goal today. If Megan didn't score there, they'd be tied with 3 goals apiece. So how do those 2 girls affect the entire team? How's their influence carry?
They carry a lot for the team. Both of them are hard workers. Hannah's just all over the place. She goes all the way up and all the way back and helps the defense. Megan is a freshman, and she's really starting to come into her own, and she's getting better and better.
You'll score 4 goals, which matches your season high. So a season high match in just one night, and y'all have a tough opponent coming up, Southwestern Oklahoma State in Weatherford, and then you're on a road trip. You got Northwestern, and then Washita, and you got a long stretch ahead of you. How do you prepare your players for the long stretch?
Just practices. We're going to put ourselves a little bit more into game situations. SWOSU has a really fast forward that we're going to have to really be working on this week to make sure we shut her down and just keep doing what we're doing. We finally came together tonight, and I think everything's paying off.
All right, Coach, I'll let you go. You seem to have a little bit someone who needs your attention. I'm John Hale signing off for Oscar Bersinas. Keep it right here. Bolts up. Did you take me off?
You guys good?